Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your guys with Reggie. If you're new here, please subscribe, like, share, comment, and remember to put that notification bell so that when I upload a new video, you'll be among the notified. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much for keeping it rocked here. And by the way, I'm very sorry guys, I've been away for a while. I think I've not posted my videos for 2 Wednesdays. I've not been feeling so well, but I'm okay now. Yeah, so today on Sid's Diaries, I'm going to tell you about how I got married at the age of 19. So, I remember on my previous video, I touched a little bit of how I met the guy who got me pregnant. So, around 2014, I joined NIPS College. And all that time I was pregnant, but I was not even aware. I don't know what it is. Should I call it naive? I don't know. Stubbornness, foolishness. I don't know. Because for once, I was normal. Like, does it happen to everyone? Like, their first pregnancies, or it was just mine? I don't know. So, I was normal. I didn't have any sickness. Like, I was normal. But don't ask me whether I got my menses, because you see, around December, I think I was 1 month or 2 months pregnant, I don't know. But I was pregnant, but I didn't know. So, there are times when you change the weather, your menses delay or even refuse to come for even a month. So, that was my thinking. Because I was from somewhere else, then I went back home. So I thought it was that way. So around December, I got some discharge, which lasted for 3 days. So I thought, yeah, I got my periods, and life continued. So all that while, around January 2014, I joined NIPS College. Yeah, my dad took me. So, at school, don't judge me because I don't know. I was young. When I went to lectures, I used to get some weird feeling, mixed emotions. Like, I used to feel very uncomfortable, and every morning I used to buy Tropicals, and I didn't miss water on my bottle. So it happened sometime when in my first semester I got sick, and so it was not like I was sick, like I got just some discomfort on my tummy. So I called my dad, and my dad called his brother, who was by then living in Kimbo. So what do we call him? Uncle, or I don't know. So I called him. He referred to me in a hospital in Survey, and that's where I went. I think it's a Catholic or missionary, whatever hospital near my sisters. I don't know, sikumbuki jina, but it is in Survey. So I went. I was given some medicine. They didn't even tell me that I was pregnant or something. No, they just took some tests, blah blah blah, and gave me medicine. But I was taking out some blood, of which I don't know whether they noticed or not. But I don't know. So you see, all that while it was around February, and my semester I was completing my semester on March, because I was to go home for 1 week or 2 weeks. Yeah, I went home, and then I remember I went home. Was it on a Friday or Saturday? Because on Sunday, I remember when going to church, you know, those village women, they are like, this girl has a big tummy. So because I wore a top, a tight top, and a trouser, you know that age, na slay. So I went to church because from kitambo, I've always been chubby. So I didn't see anything like I have always been chubby. You know, chubby babies, they always have a cup of tea. So I thought all this while it was a cup of tea. So I think my mom noticed, but that time we were not so close with my mom. We didn't talk a lot. Like, I think she noticed, but she kept quiet. But then I know there are some women who ask her, and Fulani, what is wrong with her? And then I think they thought it's because I went to college, maybe for those 2 months, and I ate that food. But you know, village women, you know women now, they always notice. So for me, I was okay. I was slaying, you know. So that particular, now after Sunday, then that particular week, I met my mom was doing farm work. So there was manure. Those who grew up in the village know when you have cows, there are those manure. So the manure, so my mom had told me to take all the manure downside. Noko chini, okay, home, noko kwetu, noko chini, si fana home, ni hapo tu karibu. So huwezi sema ati kuna mteremko. So I used to take the manure with the wheelbarrow, not carrying on my back. So when I was carrying the manure, there was a woman who came, my mom's friend. She had come to visit, and it was a mango season. So she passed by the mango tree to eat some mangoes. So she saw me, she's like, and you're becoming fat. Because the top I was wearing was kind of tight. And I had a trouser on. You know, when you're going to the farm, you can't just go like that. And I was a teenage, should I say a teenager? Yeah, that age, 19. So she looked at me, she looks at me, and then she's like, I know Meshiba. I told her, yeah, it's eating well. And eating foods, college food. Oh my God. So she comes and touches my breast. I don't know how they do it, but she said hi, and also touched my tummy. So after I finished, because my mom had said if I'm not finishing that, then I know where to go. You know parents now. Hey, so I finished. That week, my mom came with her friend. So they discussed, and we went to a clinic where tests were done, and they found out that I was pregnant. But my mom was not even mad at me. I was like, okay, woman, you're not mad. Oh my God. But my fear or my worry was, how will my dad react? But my mom told me not to worry. She's going to handle him. Because I knew if my dad knew that, like was told when I was at home, he would be so mad at me. So I stayed at home. We talked with my mom so well. Actually, I have never seen my mom so calm like that time. I think her friend talked to her, because the friend was telling me, usijali, mtoto akikuja tutalea. So I got some hopes, and my mom was not mad at me. So time comes and I go back to school. My dad gives me money, blah blah blah, and then I go back to school. So when I was at school, my card was almost expiring, and so I had to call dad, because I was sleeping in the hostels. Yeah, I was not sleeping outside. So that card, it has to be paid for you to go for the meals and also for you to stay. Like, you get it. So it was almost expiring around April. So I called my dad. Already he had been told. So I called him, he didn't pick. It was around 4. He called me back. Even he didn't want to listen to what I was to ask him or what I was to say to him. He just told me, "May I ask you if you are pregnant?" Oh my God. I was like, "Yeah, I am." Like, he was so angry. What he told me, it really hurt me. I really felt it. Like, I was calling him to ask for money. So when I told him that I wanted school fees, I wanted fees, he told me, "I can't pay anymore. Now it's between you and your husband." But then I felt bad. Kabisa nilifeel. I felt very bad. Then I was like, okay, it's okay. It's my mess. I have to deal with it. So I didn't have any option. So when my card expired, I had a friend who was my high school mate, and she was also my desk mate. Her name was Trispa. And we were so close. She was my best friend. Luckily enough, she was not staying in the hostels. She had a house, a single room, uko Kimbo. So I requested her to go before I figure out what I'm going to do. But before then, I had called Dad. Now before he asked me about the pregnancy, I had told him about the exam, the ICM, which I was to pay around 8,000, 9,000. So he had sent me the cash, and I had paid in Ruiru, Uko Family Bank. But unfortunately, I didn't even sit for that exam. Because, you see, he messed everything the moment he told me that he's not going to pay the school fees again. It's between me and my husband. So what was I supposed to do? That time, I think I was 5 months pregnant. So I request my friend, I go to her place, I stay for a little bit before I figure out what to do. So I talked to my mom. I went home, she sent me fare. I went home, we talked, I passed by my aunt's place in Moranga. Then I stayed, I think, for 2 days or 3 days. Then I went back to Kimbo, Ruiru, to my friend's place. So while I was there, I was totally confused. I'm blank, I have nothing. I'm just me and my clothes and my big tummy. So I'm there, I'm like, what am I going to do? My mom, if I go home, it will be fire, because even if my mom will allow me, like, I go home, what of my dad? And the words he said. So I had no option. Luckily for my grandma, she told me to go to her place. But before then, I called the guy and told him everything. But now, I think the guy took card. But luckily for me, I had his mom's number. Hey, nilikuwa ninajua mother-in-law. So I called the mom and told her everything. So she was like, okay, I'll talk to my son. So after we talked, I never talked to her again. So I went to my grandma's place. And when I was going to my grandma's place, that was my first time I went for clinic. No, before I went to my grandma's home, I went to clinic, then I went to her home in Gatundu. She told me to go. My grandma, she's the best. I love her. Like, Eish, I love her so much. May God keep her long. Till to date, she's my friend. She loves me so much, by the way. When I visit her, I'm going to show you guys. So she accommodated me. I stayed with her. Then the guy calls. He asked me where I am. And I told him I'm with my grandma. So my grandma kept asking me what the guy is saying, blah, blah, blah. Because she knew I can't go home. But my mom wanted me to go home. But I couldn't. So, there was this particular day. It was around May. May. The guy calls and says that he'll pass by a place, Kenyatta Road. So my grandma told me that she's going to take me to Kenyatta Road to hand over me to the guy, so that when I get lost, she'll be responsible for me. Like, she'll be responsible for my life, yani. Simnaelewa. So we went. The guy came. We went with my belongings, and there we went to Murang'a, to his parents' home. Kana nikafanywa intro. Okay, they knew me before because I had visited twice. Yeah, I had gone there twice, so they knew me. Yeah. So it was official now, introduction. So I went. They were told who I am, what happened, everything, and they received me. Yeah, and that's how I got married. I found myself in marriage. But it was not even easy. It was not. I can't say it was easy. But I tried. That is part one of how I got married at the age of 19. Stay tuned here so that I bring for you stay tuned here so that I bring you the part 2 of this. Yeah, it's a very, very long story, by the way. So I'm going to tell you what happened after I went, what happened with the in-laws, what happened, we parted ways. Oh, it's a very, very long story. I think I'll give up. I'll tell you even part 3, because it's a very, very long story, and I don't want to be posting long videos, they'll be boring. Don't mind my English, oh. Hi! Don't mind my English. I'm trying, oh. I try. I beg biko. Anyway, stay tuned here. Till next time when I bring to you part 2 of this episode of Sweets Diaries, Marriage at 19. Until next time, bye.